Okay, good afternoon. So for today, we are going to discuss Creative Nonfiction, Module 1. So please get your modules as a guide, but I will walk you through the discussion part. Okay, so this is Module 1, Theme as an Element of Creative Nonfiction. So here, my reference is the module from the division. So here are the names and the details. I do not own the content, okay? So every work of literature contains a stated or implied general message about life in the world. These truth statements about how the world works, or at least how the narrator has observed it to function, are usually debatable, but they're not necessarily revelations. If they were, they might not resonate with the readers. So, ang point nito is that works of literature, whether fiction or non-fiction, have a general message about life in the world. Parang kapag nakikinig ka sa song, nagbasa ka ng story, nanood ka ng TV, meron siyang tema or theme. Kumbaga, pag tinanong ka, ano yung gustong iparating nung song? Ano yung gustong iparating nung drama? Anong gustong iparating nung poem or nung pinanood mo or kung ano man ang binasa mo? Yun yung theme, okay? Magkaiba ang theme at saka yung topic kasi ang topic, it's a larger concept, okay? Topic pwedeng love, pwedeng school, pwedeng friends. Pero kapag theme, it is a specific statement, it is a specific claim about life and the world. Or if your topic is love, your theme could be love can conquer everything. So that's your theme, okay? These are truth statements about how the world works, okay? Or at least how the writer sees it, okay? So kung paano niya nakikita yung mundo or kung ano nakikita niya tungkol sa mundo, pero pwede siyang debatable. Pwedeng nag-agree ka, ako hindi. So if they might not resonate with the readers. Hindi sila necessarily revelations, but they are realizations about life in general, which varies. I may agree with it, you may not agree with it, but that's how life goes. Okay? So at the end of this session or this module, you are expected to determine the theme or central idea of a text, analyze in details the development, including how theme emerges, is shaped and refined specifically over the course of the text. Okay? So let's define a theme. Okay? So generally, a theme in a story is its underlying message or the big idea. So halimbawa, may ikukwento yung kaibigan mo, tinanong ano tungkol saan ba, nagmamadali ka, tungkol saan ba yung sasabihin mo? So sasabihin niya yung general idea, yun yung theme. Halimbawa, nagmamadali ako, ano ba yung gusto mo sabihin? Basta ang alam, sasabihin niya na, nag-break na yung girlfriend at saka yung crush mo. So, yun yung theme. Break na yung crush mo at saka yung girlfriend niya. Yun yung general concept, okay? This is the belief or idea transcending cultural barriers. It is usually universal in nature. That if you're gonna see or if you're gonna look for the themes in novels, you would see that even if they were written by different people or different nationalities, they all have the same nature. They all have a general nature in life. Kahit sa ang sulok man sila galing ng world, relatable yung sinusulat nila through the theme. Okay? Na kahit yung Romeo and Juliet na naisulat is sinulat ni Shakespeare, nakaka-relate tayo dun sa theme. Kahit yung sinulat na Florante at Laura ni Balagtas, okay, nakaka-relate pa rin tayo kasi kahit matagal na, there's the sense of universality. Ibong Adarna, something like that. Or if you go to Kapampangan, Miss Patupats, okay, alam natin na kahit dati pa siya nangyari or ang nagsulat is hindi mo kakilala, makaka-relate ka kasi meron siyang lesson na hindi lang yung writing yung nakakaintindi, kundi pati tayo nakaka-relate. Okay? When a theme is universal, it touches on the human experience regardless of language or race. Gaya nga na sabi ko, kahit Kapampangan ka, Ilocano, Tagalog, Bisaya, okay? Nagsasalita ka ng Hiligaynon or Waray, those will not be barriers for you to understand what is being sent across. Hindi magiging barrier ang language kasi nga, tinatouch niya yung human experience at universal yung theme. Kaya nga kahit, let's say, sinulat yung work in a different language, pwede siyang i-translate, but the theme remains the same. So that means universal talaga yung theme. And it is what the story means. If you're gonna ask someone, okay, what is the story all about? Say it in one sentence. You're talking about the theme. Or what's the lesson of the story? You're talking about the theme. Okay? And there are times that a piece of writing will have more than one theme. Okay? Lalo kapag kung novel yan, kung short story, and pwede rin. Okay? There are times that you have more than one theme. Okay? So the author that we want to look into is Manuel E. Argelia. Okay? So I personally feel proud to say that nakapunta na ako sa bahay ni Manuel E. Argelia last time when we were in Taboan. I saw his house. I saw the place na Nagrebkan. Diba? We have the story Morning in Nagrebkan. I saw the road. Di ko sure kung yun nga yun. Pero at least the situation or the place kung saan siguro dinala ni Leon ang kanyang asawa in the How My Brother Leon Brought Home a Wife. So Manuel E. Argelia is an Ilocano who wrote in English. So he's from Bawang, okay? I've seen Bawang. It's a very beautiful place. May mga grapes doon. Ang ganda. So sa Barrio Nagrebkan, we have Bawang, La Union. He was born in 1911. And he has lots of works. So we have How My Brother Leon Brought Home a Wife. We have Morning in Nagrebkan and more short stories, okay? So this is what is written on your module. So pwede nyo tingnan. He usually covers how people live, their experiences. He's really known for How My Brother Leon Brought Home a Wife, if you still remember that. That is practically about the son from the city bringing his wife home in their province, showing her, or at least she was exposed to the realities of life in the province, okay? And then she got to see the culture, there something like that. So the transfer from the city to the province, okay? So the first theme of this story is that no matter what it takes to be with the one you love, you will do anything to be with that person. So just like how it was presented in the short story, kahit dumaan sila dun sa baku-bakong daan, even if Maria had to travel that long, she did that for the person that she loves, which is Leon. Okay? And then the second theme is that don't judge the book by its cover. Okay, he was surprised to see that his brother Leon, Baldo, was first shocked, or not really shocked, surprised when he saw Maria. Okay? So he saw how beautiful the appearance was. Okay, so given the context that he is residing in the province, we have our presuppositions or mga existing na belief na tungkol dun sa mga tao from the city. Okay? Na pwedeng potentially na iisipin niya na Maria does not belong to them. But after the test, by the father, although somehow realized na Maria could be a good friend and she should be treated just like how others should be treated. Okay? Then lastly is the contentment. That's the theme that we have contentment in a sense that in the province, people can get to live in a simple way but still be happy and contented. Okay? But let's not generalize, definitely. There are also people in the city who could also live this way. Okay? So with that, you could say that Argelia's short stories portray socio-economic problems and let's say culture in the Philippines, and it also shows the provincial aspect of life. It gives us the feels of how it is to be in that time during the province. Okay, in that time in the province. Okay, so a short story, novella, or novel presents a narrative to its readers. When we say novella, a shorter novel, but it cannot be considered as a short story because it's too long to be a short story. So it has a narrative. Meron siya sinasabi sa mga readers. Yung sinasabi niya, it could be a mystery, terror, romance, comedy. Okay? Involves, pero hindi siya equivalent. Again, iba po ang topic sa theme. Okay? These works of fiction, they contain memorable characters, vivid world building, literary devices like metaphor, foreshadowing, yung style nila para ma-build up na maayos yung storya, and even random quirkiness. So, depende sa style ni writer. So now, the question is, how do you develop a theme for your story? Okay? First, seek universal themes. Ano ba yung usually ano ba yung pinapaniwalaan? Ano ba yung truth about life na gusto mo i-cover? Ask yourself, what aspect of my plot recurs in the story of people of all ages, races, genders, and walks of life? You could consider, ano ba yung theme na present dun sa story ko na makaka-relate sa story ng ibang tao? Or ano yung nakikita ko, napapansin ko na parang recurrent na katotohanan tungkol sa buhay? Okay? Pwede rin namang based to sa experience mo, pwede rin based sa experiences ng iba, depende, okay? Sa kung paano ka na-expose sa mga storya ng buhay, okay? Pwede rin habang nakikinig ka ng radyo, habang nanonood ka ng video, bigla kami maiisip na, ay, maganda tong theme na to, okay? Something like that. And then, choose a theme that sticks with your reader. So consider what ideas you want your reader to keep thinking about long after they've forgotten the specific plot of your book. Yes. So ito yung matitira kapag lahat nakalimutan na. So what do we mean? Let's see, for example, you read Harry Potter or you read what do you call this one? You read Twilight. You won't remember the ideas, definitely the specific ideas, but you would remember the plot, the theme, and the general concept of the books that you've read. Ano yung gustong iparating nung series na yon or ng librong yon? Hindi mo man maalala yung topic, yung details, I mean, pero maalala mo kung ano yung theme. May mga short stories tayo na nabasa na nakalimutan na natin yung pangalan ng characters. Pero alam natin kung ano yung theme nun. Okay, for example, yung story na, ano ba yung story na yon? Yung Love in the Corn Husks, okay? Kahit nakalimutan mo na pangalan ng main character is Tinang, dun sa Love in the Corn Husks, alam mo na Tinang and Amado were in love. Yung dalawang taong yun, in love sila. Kaso dahil hindi nila na-communicate sa isa't isa kung ano ba talaga, during that time, it's still about letters, okay? Nahuli yung letter, nakuha ang mag-asawa na ni girl with a bagobo na hindi naman talaga niya mahal. Okay? Something like that. There are things that are not meant to be. Oh, relate kayo dyan. So, something like that. So, yun yung tema. Okay? Next, number 3. Start with another story element. So, while the theme of your story can elevate it above other books with similar narratives, few authors start a good story with the theme. Typically, parang kumbaga hayaan mo muna magsulat ka hanggang lumabas yung theme, okay? So, there's a captivating premise, merong character, may love story, and from there, yung author, nagsusulat siya dun sa first draft, and then they would write without even being conscious about the overall theme, okay? Next, create an outline. You could create an outline to make sure that your theme is present in your entire novel or short story, okay? So, baga na, yun yung boundaries mo para hindi mo makalimutan na ito pala yung theme. But if you're gonna ask me, during the times when I'm writing pa, creative outputs, hindi ko siya masyadong nire-remind sa sarili ko kasi I just allow myself to write muna. Then afterwards, I check if it's present. Pero dahil nga we're focused on the theme, these are just a few of the ways you could possibly work on to have a theme. Then weave your theme throughout the narrative. Fill in the details of each act. Make sure your main character encounters situations that highlight theme. Okay? Na, yun nga, ipapakita mo, intensify mo yung theme mo kapag may chance. If you're balancing multiple storylines, see if you can make your theme manifest in each of those narrative threads. Ideally, in a different way in each storyline. Okay? So, hanggat meron kang chance ipakita yung theme dun sa mga narratives mo, do so. Okay? So, of course, include multiple themes. Pwede naman yon. Hindi naman lahat ng books may isang theme. So, some authors begin writing with a central idea and then habang nagsusulat, kumakalat siya, nagba-branch out siya. Okay? At wala namang boundaries sa pagsusulat. And then lastly, don't limit yourself. You could like practice any method that would help you come up with a good theme. But what is important is that you're enjoying in what you're doing, and you'll be able to write something that people would understand. Okay? And people will appreciate and learn from. So these are my references. Are the references of the modules that which I used, by the way. So with that, for the theme, things that you have to consider: how do you get the theme? You read the entire text first, and then afterwards you ask yourself, what does it mean? What does it want to tell me? Okay? Ano yung point niya? Okay? Para kapag tinanong mo, ano ba, sabihin mo in one sentence. O nagmamadali ako, ano ba nangyari? Kapag sinabi na, yun yung tema, ano yung learning ano ba yung learning na makukuha mo doon? So theme is the central message or central idea. Iba siya sa topic. Okay? So I hope you've learned something from this video. So please proceed answering to your modules, or please proceed to your modules and then look into the details na lang. And I hope this helped you figure out what to do on the other parts. Okay? Sige? Kaya niyan. Bye-bye.